Welcome to Atalanta Tarot. This is the reading forecast for Cancer for the month of August 2018. Just a quick shuffle, Cancer. We'll see what brings for you in August. Okay. Energy around your situation in August is beautiful. High Priestess. So major card, major energy. Cancer, it's all about keeping things close to your chest. There's something unfolding of quite a magical nature for you guys. So we're going to find out exactly what that may be. So it's quite important. So let's have a look at what's in store for Cancer. This is where you are right now, Cancer. New beginnings. Lots of new beginnings coming in with the Ace. Ace of Pentacles governs all the practical things in our lives. Jobs, work, houses, just being stable. So lots of new things coming in. So if there's new jobs that you're thinking of applying for or have already done so, as said by the High Priestess, keep things to yourself. Don't go broadcasting from rooftops just yet. Just be keeping things within, waiting for the right time. It's an interesting time. As I said, High Priestess always talks about quite a mystical, magical sort of journey ahead. So yeah, just let's keep things to ourselves with whatever's brewing here. Let's see what's brought that in. The Tower, surrender. Yeah, so whatever's going out of your life, Cancer, it's time to let it go. And as all the rest of the signs felt, you know, in the month we've just had, in the time of Cancer, it was quite lethal for a lot of people, a lot of emotional energy, a lot of shifts happening. So with the Tower, it's a big shift. So it's time for things that no longer work in your life, the major structure mainly. The Tower talks about a structure, so it is a major structural part of your life. So it's time to let it go in order for new things to come in. It's already crumbling anyway, so it's on the way out. So just give it a bit of a push along, and it's always a bit difficult, but push it on out because new will come in. If you don't push it out, it will just keep crumbling and you'll be there amongst the rubble. Let's see what's been happening in the recent past for you guys. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, working really hard, focused on work. But also, Eight of Pentacles always reminds of, you know, going back to do something or doing something that you really love in life. Remembering that, what was it that you always wanted to do and achieve in life, in your work life? It's a hobby that can become a job, that can become a career. So as well as working really hard, it's sort of saying to you, or it has been saying to you, it's time to perhaps move on that. And as we can see with the Ace, perhaps you already have made those moves to change things and make things better for yourself. You've got everything you need to do it. So that's a very positive card to have in the recent past. Now we're going to look in the last couple of weeks and we'll see the King of Swords appearing. So he's your expert guy. He's your go-to guy for advice, for counsel. He can be a legal sort of a man, a barrister, a lawyer, somebody of... He's worked hard to get where he is, so he's pretty spot on most of the times. He has his flip side too, like we all do. He can be, on the negative side, he can be a bit of a shifty operator. We might sort of think, oh, can I trust you? But at the end of the day, Cancer, you know, trust yourself first, and then you know, take responsibility. But King of Swords does sort of talk about clear thinking to get where you want to go as well. So we like to use the positive spin here. Let's have a look at what you've been learning or what you will learn in August, Cancer. And in comes the Magician. So crossroads definitely around you at the moment. But the Magician is the spirit messenger. So he just sort of flies in the middle of the night when we're asleep in that in the middle of that deep sleep, and just taps us on the shoulder and says, hey, it's time to sort of think about that new beginning you want. Where are you going next? What's your plan? You are at a crossroads, so what's next? It's important. And the Magician, once again, is full of potential. So perhaps he's the removal of the Tower is replaced by the Magician. So new things coming in, potentials, all sorts. Very positive as well. So be intuitive about, be guided by your intuition, Cancer, in August. Near future. 10 of Swords. Okay, so the storm is passing. 10 of Swords is very much that end of an era or a time frame which has been particularly difficult. Often with 10 of Swords, it can talk about familial, family relationships, just those hard struggles sometimes we have with certain members of our clan or people close to us in general. But just know the best thing about the 10 of Swords is the storm is passing. It will rear its head a bit in August in the beginning, the first couple of weeks, but deal with it and just know it's going. There's new things coming in to replace all that really is no longer of use. Let's see down here what's happening that you're not realising. The surprise card. Yeah, and we have 3 of Swords. So, yeah, a healing card. Very much letting go of the storm. Letting the storm go somewhere else and drench other people with its with all its stuff, its darkness usually. So 3 of Swords talks about sort of bringing these issues to the surface, and perhaps this is what happened for you in June, July in your own sign, where, you know, whatever was buried deep within has now drifted to the surface. It's time to have a look at it and sort of examine it and think, okay, well, that needs to go. I need to move forward. And this 3 of Swords is that help that we all need sometimes, just to sort of wriggle our way out of that horrible depth of grief sometimes, or just sadness that dwells within all of us, especially with the High Priestess. She says, okay, come on, it's time to move on. It's time to sort of see what awaits you. How others see you. Yeah, you've been bit of conflict around you, Cancer, lots of things happening, lots of derailments almost. So you're trying to get your focus and you can't seem to keep your focus. Everything a bit everywhere. With the 5, it's always 5 always talks about conflict and change. So it's about going with it, getting your focus back, knowing that anything that's been hard for you to deal with is definitely going out. So just remind yourself, if you have been feeling a bit conflicted and, you know, there's just a bit of yucky energy around, not being able to get where you want to be, it will move. It always moves. But the key meaning of 5 of Wands is get that focus back. Positive feelings, Cancer. And there we have your own King of Cups. So he is your positive feeling. So he is this person. He illuminates that whole scenario of, yeah, I keep doing this, I keep doing this thing, I keep attracting to these situations or people getting the same result. I always attract the same sort of things to me. and always get the same result. Well, with the King of Cups, he sort of is like that because he's a bit of a wounded healer. He's a good advice giver, but then he's got his own sticking points that he hasn't dealt with. So he just sits in it. You don't want to be a part of that. You have to do things differently rather than, if you feel like, oh, I always attract this stuff. Well, find another way to deal with things. Go with the High Priestess and go with intuition. We all know when the same sort of people or situations are coming towards us. They're just in a different disguise. So, positively, King of Cups. You don't want to be sitting there holding on to something and use that for the rest of your time here. To go, oh, well, I can't do that because that happened to me way back in 2005. No. We find a new way to bypass 2005 and just forget it and just move on positively. Let's see how you're going to end up in August, the final outcome. Oh, yes, Ace of Wands. So you overcome this. Then you get the big, fabulous Ace of Wands. So new beginnings, things starting to move forward. Lots of green lights for you. Energy comes back, which is the most important aspect for all of us. If we haven't got the energy, you really haven't got anything, because basically we are, as humans, we are energy, because we're spirits learning to be human. It's not easy sometimes, but know that by the 3rd, 4th week of August, you'll be back on track. Energy will return, and hopefully you will be processing all these different changes that have been in your life or come along to your life and doing well with it too, I'm sure, Cancer. Okay, final guidance card for you guys for August. Beautiful. Patience. At the end of the way is freedom. Till then, patience. Patience is a fine, noble quality. It implies that everything is possible in the timelessness of space and being. And a deep knowingness reminds us that nothing can fail you but your own impatience. You will get there too, Cancer, as will we all. Happy August. Thank you.